So it's Pittsburgh picking up the win. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and played with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson.
To introduce myself, well, my name is Chili B, and I'm a surefire, full-blooded, bonafide, hot fucking jam on production MC. If you want the best, then put me to the test, and I'm sure you'll soon agree that I got no flaws, cause I'm down by law when it comes to rocking bitches to see, cause when I was a little...
Hello and welcome to a great night of hoops. You can feel the excitement in the air for this game. It's part of the NBA Cup. This is Brian Anderson with Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke. Allie LaForce, our reporter. And checking out some numbers for him.
Effective field goal percentage is a great way to measure his performance over the previous 10 games. It's been much improved, a sign that his game has been evolving.
So the opening lineup for the Timberwolves, we've got Jalen Suggs, and it's Ramos in at the 4. And for Montreal, they've got Harper, and it's Sorber in at the 5, roaming the paint. And with all the analysis we do going into a season, some things you just can't predict, Doris.
The unexpected always arises in this particular league. Whether it's a new face, whether there's a key injury, the narrative is always changing from week to week.
Pass to Prosper. Montreal passing it around. Richardson for 3. Rebound Minnesota. They come into this one having outplayed the Grizzlies last time.
Yeah, and what was really impressive was they stayed patient. The shot selection was excellent, and you see the result.
Well, typically, Greg, great decision-making leads to great shooting percentages. I thought that team played a very smart game.
Knocks down the long J.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Pass to Sorber. Jacks up a 3. Hits a three-pointer.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at it.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Now here's Suggs. He's been an offensive weapon for them, scoring around 17.5 points a game. And the shot's good.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here's Bailey. A 20-point game for him in the win against the Suns in Phoenix.
And guys, he was also huge on defense, turning away 2 shots and altering countless more.
Now here's Martin. Pass to Ramos. Now Martin. Shot clock at 6. Here's Djorcic. Sorber with the rebound.
Can't blame him. Just trying to take what the defense allows.
Here's Prosper. Back to Richardson. Out left to the wing. Beyond the arc. It's rebounded by Djorcic. The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Here's Jones. The 3 from Suggs. Missed it. Now 0 for 1 on this game. For Montreal, they've gone 1 of 4 to begin this one.
That one rocked this arena.
That's the kind of dunk right there that makes you think he's going to rip down the rim. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Pass to Ramos. Back to Suggs. Now Jones fires the three. Minnesota again missing.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
On the wing, Richardson. He's covered by Suggs. Here's the pick from deep. Harper. Ramos pulls it in. Minnesota has gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Jones' shot is good. Jones has gotten his second bucket of the game.
Boy, nice pass, a little ball movement, a little player movement. That's how you play this game.
Montreal calls timeout, and this is the first season matchup for them against Minnesota.
They'll be looking to impose their will against this team, something they couldn't achieve last season.
In this year's NBA Cup, the group stage is almost over.
And I have really enjoyed this year's version of the Cup. We're almost at the best part, too. The single elimination knockout rounds. I can't wait to get those started.
A minute and a half left to play in the first. Pass to McCarty. Montreal passing it around. Here's Harper. In his last outing, he had 11 points. Shot clock at 3. Post. He can't hit that time. Jones with some nice D. The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 6 from the floor. And here's Suggs. Pass to Pullen. Jones sets a screen. Down low. Nice assist and nice finish. Solid play all the way around. Jones has got 6. For Montreal, they've gone 2 for 7. A sluggish start. And Post gets it to go.
There's just certain guys have a nose for the basketball. I don't think you teach that. Great second effort there.
Suggs, right side. Outside Jones. Suggs, outside. Pass to Ramos. Here's Pullen. He came away with 14 points in his last game.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
Right. He stays connected and great timing on the contest.
Here's Harper. Here's Sorber. Lets the 3 fly. He can't get that one to fall. 1 quarter in the books. And it's been a close one. The T-Wolves on top. They lead by 2. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in a moment. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. And when you consider how Minnesota is doing, guys, your thoughts?
It's simple. The main takeaway from the first quarter is they're winning this game with defense.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
Quentin Post out there with Sadiq Bey. Then there's Delano Banton, and it's McCarty in at the 3, small forward. And for the Timberwolves, they've got Goga Bitadze, and it's Thor in at the 4. Here's Santos. He's been productive, averaging just over 7 points a game. And for Montreal, Sadiq Bey out there with Quentin Post. Then there's Delano Banton, and it's McCarty in at the small forward. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Banton on the wing. 17 points in his last outing.
Boy, that mid-range area, he just didn't look comfortable. Let's be honest.
And we played just over a minute of basketball in the second quarter. Here's Thor. Bitadze, the second chance points on the tip-in. Bitadze's got his second basket on the night.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Montreal calls timeout. Here for Montreal. Prosper comes in for Bay, and Bailey subbed in for Banton. And one thing about this game, Grant, on any given night, you can see an upset.
Yeah, I mean, BA, it just shows how hard it is to be consistent night in and night out. Every team in the league has quality players, so if you're off your game even just a little, that could be enough to lose it for you.
Now here's Richardson. No points so far. We're about a minute and a half into this second quarter.
I'll tell you, his teammates are going to start to freeze this guy out if he keeps taking threes like this.
Bitadze, a screen on Richardson to the paint. And Bitadze throws it down.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
They're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
Here's Post. Following the score by Minnesota. Pass to McCarty. Here's Bailey. Takes the three. Fires in the triple. Bailey's got 5 points.
You know, just one more example of his offensive arsenal. So tough to stop.
And Grant, when it comes to pure shot-making ability, scouts love Ace Bailey's natural tools.
Yeah, when he's taking good shots, he can carry the offense. He needs to get a little stronger and clean up a few things, but his upside as a scorer is tremendous.
You love it when a guy can put a slow start behind him and begin to ramp it up.
Montreal calls timeout. And some changes here for Montreal. Harper, he's checked in for Bailey, and it's Banton in for Richardson. Montreal, they've gotten only 1 of 4 shots to go in. Here's Benton. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Harper gets a very good look and converts.
You know, you have to use the bounce pass in that instance to make the catch easier.
Now here's Suggs. Not a lot of room. Here's Jones, and he finishes. That makes him 4 out of 5.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Harper passes to Benton. Nails it from beyond the arc.
And that's on the defense, giving him a decent look. That's his shot.
And Suggs has got the ball here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. 4-point game. Pass to Ramos. Suggs surveys the D. Fades away. Rebound Montreal.
Oh, he'd like to have that one back. That's in his wheelhouse for sure.
Inside. And Post gets it to go. And now just a 2-point Minnesota lead.
It was a rough start for them scoring the ball, but they look like now they're really finding their rhythm and flow.
Here's Suggs. Pass to Djorcic. Drops in the 3. Djorcic has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Montreal has gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter in the second so far. Here's McCarty. Here's Prosper. No good from outside. The Timberwolves lead by 5. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Pass to Ramos. Suggs, the pass to Jones. Back to Suggs. 5 on the clock. Drives to the hoop. Here's Djorcic. Misses the 3. Here's Benton. Puts up a deep 3. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. It's Minnesota up 5. And we'll see you back here after the break. Third quarter action in just a bit.
And thank you for joining us as with 2 quarters in the books, it's looking good for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Well, they've been the more measured team, passing up good shots for great ones.
Yeah, they've been aggressive, but also disciplined. That's a sign of good coaching.
Next up, guys, let's talk about those power rankings.
You look at the Timberwolves, I think at the midway point, sometimes teams hit that doldrum. And it could be a case for them slipping in the rankings.
This is when your leaders have to step up, set the example, and be vocal when you need to. Doldrum.
And that's it for halftime. Thank you for joining us. We send you back to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Minnesota leading by 5. Time to go courtside and hear what's going on with Ace Bailey. Allie, what's the word?
Thanks. I got some news from Montreal's head athletic trainer. He let me know that it's a strained hip, which causes plenty of soreness and shooting pain in that area. Though it'll take some time to fully recover from this injury, the staff has given him the green light to play on it. Guys?
Thanks for the update there, Allie. Obviously, guys, you hate to see an injury like this.
Yeah, just so tough. It comes with the territory of being a professional athlete. But yes, here's hoping he recovers soon.
Well, we're obviously hoping for a speedy recovery because we know this about this young guy. He simply loves playing the game.
On the court for the Timberwolves, we've got Jalen Suggs, and it's Ramos in at the power forward position. Here's Harper. So versatile on offense, averaging around 23.5 points per contest. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Takes a 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. To the middle. The 6-footer. Sorber with the rebound.
A little hesitant. Maybe he thought the D was tighter on him than it really was.
Pass to Bailey. Montreal passing it around. Here's Harper. The 3 is up. Gets the 3 ball to go. Harper's got 5 now.
Well, you simply have to stay connected to him. His shooting stroke is that pure.
Martin a screen. To the inside. Jones banked it in off the glass. 10 points for him.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
Pass to Bailey. Here's Harper. The 3. Unable to get that one.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Outside Jones.